Yo, New Mexico, it's Rick Hobson from Jericho, and my distinguished, as always, co-host is not in today, so I am solo. We'll see how I do for an hour with no sidekick, nobody to keep me balanced, nobody to keep me reeled in, nobody to keep me from yelling Jericho all hour long. So what I'm going to have is you guys out there as a listening audience keeping me too busy to not go crazy. 243-3333 here in the Albuquerque area. All 4 phone lines are open. That's 243-3333. Outside of Albuquerque, 1-800-460-0770. Again, all 4 phone lines open. Happy to take your calls today. Lots to talk about, lots to do. 80 degrees yesterday, and people are getting excited, as they should. Spring is on the way. Winter is got a few more bites in it, and I want to talk a little bit about that. But there is lots you can do now, and there's lots you want to wait on, and we'll talk as the hour progresses forward on some of those things. Again, all lines are open, 243-3333. Don't make me beg for the calls because I can ramble all hour, but I'd much rather answer your questions. We have our 2 locations, 101 Alameda Northwest flagship store on the railroad tracks, and our new location at 6921 Pan American. That is the southbound frontage road and Osuna with access off Osuna. San Mateo turns into Osuna right under the freeway, and you can then turn right into what used to be Barry's Restaurant and come through the restaurant into our new location. You probably want to try and avoid the Jefferson and Osuna intersection. It's a mess. Lou, my webmaster, is here today taping my spot so we can get this on YouTube and some of that stuff. And if you'll go to our website at jerichonursery.com, he has given you 4, 5, 6 options around that intersection. I choose to go through the intersection, both coming and going to work, just to see how bad it is. I have not been held up ever so far. I have gone through the intersection going westbound in the middle of the late afternoon, like when school gets out, and it really seems to back up going eastbound. But so far so good, but probably if you don't like orange trails and don't like traffic, you want to go around that, and there are several options, Chappelle to Singer. If you take San Mateo exit, it brings you right under the freeway. Really easy access. 899-7555 is the number at our Alameda location, 508-5059 at our new location. I will speak for Jim today. Our last pre-spring seminar is next Saturday. It is on growing herbs. It's a very popular seminar. We'd like you to call or go to our website and sign up for that, so we make sure we have enough seating and enough snacks for y'all. So next Saturday, 10:30 Alameda, herbs. Next Saturday, 1:30 Pan Am, herbs. And then we will take a break for April and May so we can help you make your choices at the nurseries. We will come back in June, July, and August with a summer schedule. Native plants will be one, container gardening will be another. We've been asked a lot if we'll do another vegetable one. If I can convince Jim to do that, we surely will. All I got to do is ask you to call in because the lines are open. And you know, 243-3333, one line open. We'll go to the phones. Cheryl, good morning. How are you? What can I do for you today? Okay.
I need a shrub plant that would be irrigated, low water, and have some height to it, a foot or two, but also drain over the bowl, and last really hard when you much. Do you have some recommendations?
Is it sun or shade, Cheryl?
It's west exposed to the sun.
So the first thing that came to mind was vinca, but that's why I asked if it was sun or shade, because you can get 12 to 18 inches and then it'll trail over, but that's not gonna be very beneficial to you. How wide is the planting area?
Probably a foot. It's sort of sloped down behind the retaining wall, so there's like a foot flat.
I'm struggling only because you want something to trail over, and that's typically a ground cover that's not going to give you much height.
Can I alternate?
Yeah, and exactly what I was getting to, so yay on you, because that's exactly what I would do. You got, what did you say, 30 inches or so?
Yeah.
So you've got plenty of room to put in one thing that's upright and then some trailing stuff in front of it. Sedums and ice plant come to mind for the trailing over part because they're very hardy, very heat tolerant, very low water use, and there are several of both. So I would look at sedums and I would look at ice plant for your trailing one, and then in perennials, I mean, sky's the limit. You just pick what you like. Right now, as I'm walking through the perennials in my brain, I'm seeing Coreopsis in bloom. You could put in Gaillardia, that's in bloom right now. They're, again, it's just almost limitless. I'm putting some height in between some of these sedums or ice plants for your trailing over stuff. Okay? Please, surely. No? Oh, go ahead. Okay. The manure, if it was the cause of your problem, is not going to be the problem anymore. It does go away. The hot part and the decomposing and the salts in it should all have left by now. I would beef it up with some raised bed mix, which is you could plant in the bag kind of stuff. But it sounds like, and you seem to be there too, that that's what's happened, that manure was a little too hot. But that was a year ago. That's not the case anymore. Yeah. Okay? Thank you. Appreciate the call, Sharon. Bye-bye. Liz, good morning.
Good morning, Rick. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Excited for your new shot.
Me too. I'm giddy as a schoolgirl. I can't believe it.
I have a couple questions. First, I have a small yard and I have a lot of big flowering garden
Okay.
kind of thing. What is the best thing to start doing in the garden right now? And also, is there anything new on pine-tip moth? Is that much later?
No, it is a little later, but not much. You know, the state used to test for that and give us the ideal time. So now Jim and I just swing it and tell you it's in April and it's in July. So
We should spray both times.
yes, there's that first flight, and there's a second flight. Sometimes the second flight's not as bad. I would spray both times.
Okay. And then in the garden, start putting pre-emergent. And how often should I do that?
Now,
Or in the grass, I mean.
did somebody pay you or to call me or?
You know what? Your friend Jesse has been helping me a lot, and he's getting ready to come out next week. I think.
Excellent.
Help me a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's because it's
What's the best thing to be doing right now?
yeah, it's a great time to be putting down pre-emergents, and they last for 90 days, so you need to do them twice. You surely can do that now. If you are going to dethatch or aerate, that needs to be done first. So any prep work you're going to do, any sprinkler fixing you're going to do, anything that's going to disturb that barrier, do first. We have a couple. We've got Bonides Weed Beater Complete, which is just a pre-emergent. And this product I'm always talking about, Sure Green, the 1688 I have them made for me. I had them make, yeah, Sure Green made me a pre-emergent with a lawn food in it. And it's prodiamine, which is a great pre-emergent. It's what we were recommending last year from a different company, and this company put it in their product, and it's a New Mexico company, and it's got iron and sulfur, so I think it's a better product than we were recommending last year.
Okay.
It's, I hope I get this right, crabgrass and annual bluegrass preventer plus lawn food. It's in a blue bag. Don't let the bluegrass throw you, because it says annual on one line, bluegrass on the next, and people say, well, I'm feeding bluegrass. Well, annual bluegrass is a weed grass, so it prevents that, and it's not harmful to your bluegrass at all.
And how often should I put that on then?
Twice at least, and you want to do it before your 90-day window is up, so we're the middle of March to the middle of April to the middle of May, before the middle of June, so I'm going to tell you around the first week in June, do it again.
Oh, okay, great.
All right, Liz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. And Bob makes me take a break. Joni, I'm sorry, you have to wait till we get on the other side. It's 243-3333 here in the Albuquerque area, 1-800-460-0770. It's Rick from Garden Talk News Radio 770 KKOB. We'll Good morning, New Mexico. Okay, typically, right after a break, I talk about a couple of our sponsors, but when I have to keep somebody on hold through a break, I bring them right back. Joni, good morning.
Hi,
I'm going to tell you to try a product by Carl Poole called BR61. B as in boy, R as in Rick, 61. It's the highest form of phosphorus you can buy, and it is a soluble, so it's absorbed by the plant much easier.
Oh, great. Okay, and it's too late to plant red one trees?
Not at all. I just got some in. They haven't even started, so you should be fine. In fact, you've got March, April, and May to plant. People do. Yeah, no, they haven't even started yet. You're fine. Okay?
Okay, where are you going from Alameda?
101, it's east of 2nd, on the railroad tracks, next to Jiffy Lube, right north side, right across the street from Downlark Collision. My property, literally, you can feel the train shake the ground because it's on the tracks. My wooden fence sets on the railroad tracks. North side, 101 Alameda. BR61. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate you waiting. Yep. Okay, so you heard during the break and at the top of the show a couple of our sponsors I need to talk about. Soil Menders and Bacchus Trees. Soil Menders is such an, well, all of my sponsors are easy sponsors because they're reputable, strong, good for what we do. In our new store, I have been asked to carry some of the stuff the previous guy did before me, and so anything that Soil Menders has, I have access to. To give you an idea, they had a very fine screen manure that's aged and weed-free and not hot. And a gentleman asked me if I could get that for him. I did. It's $4.99 a bag, and I said to the guy, wow, you really want me to get a $5 bag of manure? And he said, yeah, I want 10 of them. So they came in. I want to thank Ed. And they have a soil builder that's $9.99 a bag. And I'm like, my gosh, that's a $10 bag of dirt. And he said, yeah, I want 10 of those too. So I have both of those products. They're Soil Menders products. The Soil Menders products we've always carried are Back to Earth compost, pecan shell, cypress, cedar mulch. Great company to work with. Great organic matter to add to your soil and help things. So Soil Menders is a great sponsor. Thank you very much to them. And Bacchus Trees. You don't want to do it yourself? Call Bacchus. I did. I had them take out 2 big trees, 30-year-old trees, grind the stumps, and prune a pinon, and it was $400. I was shocked. I thought, wow, that's a great price. No stumps, ground away, got rid of the debris. Professional, courteous, nice folks, appreciative of my business. If you need some work done on your trees, you don't want to do it yourself, they're under power lines, you want a professional, call Bacchus Trees. All right, Jack. Jack wants to do a moving garden. He's going to have to buy a flatbed he can put some soil in. What's going on, Jack? You know, I think if you've got big enough pots and you're moving in a closed truck, a big pack. All right, so you're not going to be able to put these plants in the back of an open truck and drive to Missouri and keep them alive. Okay? If you're going to do it, I would tell you, you could do some stuff right now and not have to worry about trying to take it with you and get a good crops. There's cool season and warm season vegetables. So cool season vegetables are things like lettuce, onions, but that's going to take too long, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, that kind of stuff. You'll be picking that before you move. Okay? Things that you might want to try and take with you, depending on how long your season is and what you want to grow. I think it'd be really difficult to try and transport something like squash or cucumbers or the viney things, but I bet you could easily, if you have big enough pots, have some tomatoes and peppers in them and take those with you.
Okay.
All right?
Thanks for the help.
You bet, Jack. I appreciate the call. The Rolling Garden. My webmaster here, Lou, is going to figure out how to put something on our website about a moving garden. Sharon, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am fine. Lots of progress.
Thank you very much. Me too.
I have a question, actually, that my neighbor needs to know the answer to.
Super.
They put out some pre-emergent fertilizer on their lawn areas on my recommendation, which I use this particular product. It's corn fluid.
Oh, yeah, I carry that.
Okay. All of one has one on plant, and he threw the sacks away, and he doesn't know how soon after using the pre-emergent that he can plant, I guess, some fluid grass seeds.
The chemical pre-emergents are 90 days. The corn gluten lasts longer. So when did he put the corn gluten down?
Oh, like last week.
Oh no, corn gluten takes a long time. It doesn't work right away, but it does. It's going to affect his seeding. I don't think he'll be able to seed till fall. I mean, he could probably seed in the summer, but it's so blazing hot. Why would he want to?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will let him know.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Bye-bye. Regina, good morning. How? Okay. You know, I have this discussion with people often. You have to decide the lesser of evils or worse of problems. If your weed problem is worse than your bare spot problem, you've got to decide, do you want to seed or do you want to get rid of the weeds? And so a good, yeah. Yeah, it's absolute. Well, do they fruit on new wood or old wood?
New.
Good. Then you can prune them to the ground.
Ground.
If they fruit on new wood and you're sure of that, then you can prune them to the ground because everything new is fruiting wood.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Regina. Appreciate the call. All right, Bob, what do you think? I got time for James? He says wait. Let me stretch for a minute or go to break early. You know, he's in Espanola. If I got to put him back on hold, I will. We got a minute. If I don't get you through, then we'll put you back on hold, James.
Hey, no, I just want to know, I have some irises that haven't bloomed for 2 years, and I just wondered what I should put on them.
Superphosphate or triple superphosphate, if you haven't divided them, divide them. Dig them all up, break them into pieces smaller than the palm of your hand, put phosphate in the bottom of the hole, put them back in. You should get blooms this year.
And that's phosphate. What number did you say?
Triple superphosphate, 0,18,0 is regular phosphate, 0,46,0 is triple superphosphate. Dig them up though, you got to divide them and get the phosphorus underneath them.
Okay, and it's triple what is it, phosphate?
Phosphate, P-H-O, phosphate, yeah, P-H-O-S-A-T-E, I think, phosphate.
Phosphate.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate the call. James, bye-bye. James from Espanola, my lines are going weird. Bob's going to fix that. We're halfway through the program. All three phone lines open, 243-3333. Rick from Jericho, we'll be right back. Good morning, New Mexico. I tried to do my earlier show as the smooth jazz guy, talking real light and slow, and everybody knew it wasn't me. So, it's Rick from Jericho. Good morning. Margie, how are you?
Hello?
How are you?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? You're on
I
the...
can hear you now. Yeah, I had a question. I went last year to one of the big box stores and they had blueberries and I wanted to buy some, but the helper there said, "Oh no, don't waste your money. You can't grow blueberries because we don't have alkaline soil." Is that true? Can we not grow blueberries? I'm in Corrales.
You can...
I know in the North Valley we've grown blackberries.
Blackberries and raspberries do really well here. I am very pleased to hear. It was probably Jeff. He calls in the program all the time, asks for certain things. He works out at the Home Depot on the west side. I don't tell people that when he calls, but blueberries do not like any part of New Mexico, not the sun. Pardon?
I'm just, that makes me sad. They just look like such a beautiful gift.
Let me tell you what. I'm going to grow them. I'm going to grow them this year. I have a $130 blueberry that's 4 foot tall and got 500 blooms on it. So it can be done, but it's difficult. They need peat moss, they need shade, they need lots of moisture. The alkaline soil, he said it's too alkaline, or that it's opposite. They need acidic soil, and we have alkaline soil, so that's the problem.
That's why they won't grow. Okay.
You can do it.
Maybe I'll just stick with blackberries.
All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. So you can do anything you want if you want to work hard enough at it, and that's what I just have to ask people. How hard do you want to work at it? I'm going to try it. We're going to do it in pots. I'm going to do it with straight peat moss. Sure Green Fertilizer. You hear me talking about those guys all the time. They made 1688 with 15% sulfur and 5% iron. Best fertilizer out there. It's not exclusive to me, but I tell you what, I asked them to make it, and they did. The prodiamine is the pre-emergent with an 1833, again, iron and sulfur for New Mexico. This product is made in Portales. These are good old boys. Showed up at the nursery, say, what do you want? And they come through. I've got 2 different products. Their iron product that doesn't stain, and another pre-emergent that takes care of them awful ugly sandburrs. So thank you, Sugar for being part of the show. And Reams. Lou, my webmaster, said, wow, Reams is on your show? Yeah, it's a small industry. We share, we care, we help each other out. Tammy from Reams advertises on this show. When you go in there, she's got some stuff I don't have. I have some stuff she doesn't have. She paid for the spot. We promote her. It's Reams Nursery, in between San Mateo and San Pedro. Lomas, check it out, purple greenhouse. Don't be fooled by the parking lot. The nursery goes beyond the 2nd Street behind it, huge. She does a lot of growing. She's a good nursery gal. She's a great friend. Tammy at Reams. When you go in there, say, hey, Rick from Jericho told me to come in. All right, Lou, your minute is up. Here we go. My webmaster's taping our program today on video. If you haven't been to my website, go check it out at jerichonursery.com. All kinds of cool stuff that Lou's done for me. We have a mobile app site. We have a QR codes. We got stuff that I don't even know what it does because of Lou. So I'm going to give Lou a couple minutes. He's here taping this and said, I can do the radio. I said, let's find out.
Well, thanks, Rick. I just want to say that the Jericho Project has been one of the most fun websites I've ever done.
Thank you.
It's because your store is a happy place. Every time I go in there, your people are in a great mood. And also, every time I go in there, it seems to have changed. Even if it's just 2 or 3 days later, I go in, the layout is different, the plants are different. It seems like a whole different business, and that's one of the keys in building websites today versus 2 years ago, is if you just leave the content the same, pretty soon Google, which is your customer getter, is going to get bored and they're going to quit sending their bot to crawl your website. So you have to update your website, you have to put current content on there, and you have to engage with your customer base by having videos and social media connections as well. So your website's given me a chance to put all that stuff into practice, and I just want to tell you it's been fun so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing to build it and grow it for you.
It's been a great thing for us too. Albuquerque Mobile Web, ABQMOBILE. So it's mobile, not mobile. ABQMOBILE web.com. Contact us if you want to get in touch with Lou. Enough said with the commercials and us. This show's about you, Marilyn. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. I was wondering, do you carry what is known as a German prune plum?
We do carry them. I don't think I have any in stock. I was asked by my guy from Laos, do we have those French-Italian prune plums? We have carried them in the past. I have spent more time at my new store than my old store, so I'm going to give you that phone number and have you call and see. Maybe the Alameda store kept some over from last year.
Let me ask you another question real
Sure.
quick.
Yeah.
I have I have 2 trees that I think are prune plums that grew from seed.
Okay.
And the one is, I'm sure it's 15 or 20 years old. And where it is, I don't think the soil is very good because it has never bloomed and hasn't gotten any bigger.
Okay.
The other one is bloomed or came up in an iris flower bed. And it's probably 4 or 5 years old. And could I move that one?
Yeah, you could.
Okay, well maybe, but I want to know too if you will be carrying the prune plums.
We do carry them. Again, I'm looking for them. Call this number, 899-7. Got a pin?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
899.
7555. That's our Alameda store. We had them last year. We may still have a couple over there. If not, check back with us. We'll get them in.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Leaving all 4 phone lines open, guys. 243-3333, 1-800-460-0770. How does he say it so fast? Because it's written on a whiteboard in here. 243-3333, 1-800-460-0770. I could talk all day. Love to hear myself talk. 2 ears, 1 mouth. I got it backwards. I'd rather talk than listen. At least I know it about myself, right? Okay, Salon Doctors is another sponsor of the program. He prefers me to just talk him up, so he knows that my mouth works pretty good. It's Chuck. He's been in business for 20 years. We're talking about aerating, dethatching. We're talking about fertilization, dormant oil, all of these things that you would typically do. If you want a professional to do them for you, call Lawn Doctors. Get a hold of Chuck, 884-4433. He has taken over the whole town. Used to be 2 different lawn doctors. Now it's just Chuck. He wanted to advertise on this program for several years since that. And now he's taken over the whole city, both east and west side. And he will do the aerating. He will do the pre-emergence. He'll do this stuff for you if you so desire. 884-4433. Now, Chuck really needs to know you heard from me, because this commercial is the only place he's advertising, and it's me talking about him. So I got to look good for you guys, and I really got to look good for people paying to be on this show. So call him. Make sure you say, hey, Rick from Jericho told me to call you. All right. Cecil, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a question. Last year, I grew some hibiscus from seed, and in the fall, I called you and asked you how I should take care of them, and you said, put them in some pots, bury them in the ground, and cover them with leaves. Cut them off at ground level. I've done that. I pulled the leaves off just the other day, and there's 2 stubs from 2 of the plants. One of them apparently didn't make it. What's my next step?
Start watering and fertilizing.
Watering and fertilizing. Fertilizing with what?
I'm going to just tell you that a 20-20-20 water soluble or a 15-30-15, I hate to say this word, but everybody knows it, like Scott's, Miracle Grow is fine. Of course, I carry different products. Jack's Classic used to be Peter's, and I have both a 20-20-20 or 15-30-15. These are young plants in containers. It's like a tablespoon per gallon, really safe, really beneficial, easily absorbed by the plant.
Okay, is 20-20-20?
Or 15-30-15. Either one would be fine.
And that's just regular fertilizer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank
Okay?
you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
You bet. Appreciate the call. All right, Annie, good morning. How are you? Hey, Annie.
Oh, yes, hello. I need to know whether it is okay to water immediately after putting down pre-emergent.
Important too.
It is
Yes.
important to.
Yeah. Post-emergent, which is weed and feeds?
Yeah.
No. And that's where it gets confusing. You wash that weed killer off, it doesn't work. But pre-emergents need to be watered in.
Okay.
What kind do you have?
The sure green.
Yeah. No, that needs watered in.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Right away.
All right. Appreciate it. The reason I ask is we carry that Bonide Weed Beater Complete product. That's a pre and post-emergent. The label has changed. You water heavily before, leave a little bit of moisture, and then don't water that in for the post-emergent. Wait a couple of days and then heavily water for the pre-emergent. Mary from Peralta, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I have a row of very, very tall trees, and they need topping.
No, they don't.
Well, I'm afraid a wind will come and blow one over against my neighbor's house.
It's semantics, Mary. They need pruning. They don't need topping. You'll make them weaker trees by topping them. So if you're not going to do it, get a hold of Bacchus trees, and they'll come out and properly prune. If you have somebody that says they're topping a tree, they don't know what they're talking about, and that's why I don't mean to be harsh with you, but that's Jim Seitz's adage. If they say, if you want to test a pruner, you ask them if they'll top the tree, and if they say yes, they don't know what they're talking about. So pruning is Bacchus trees 899-6666. And they properly prune, they keep the integrity of the tree, the shape of the tree. You don't want to just go in and give them a crude cut, a flat top. They need to be properly pruned with the shape, integrity of the tree being kept intact.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate the call. Bye-bye. So, I thought so. We are 3/4 of the way through the show with one open phone line, 243-3333. Fill it up. We'll talk to you on the other side. Rick from Jericho will be right back. Boom. Trying to keep up. Trying to keep up. All right, Bob's cutting me off. He's, the man in control. Bob, well, thank you very, very much. We got 4 calls, 58, 8 minutes, easy. Maria, good morning.
Thank you for taking my call. I have a question concerning a peach tree.
Okay.
What would be the best insecticide to prevent? I don't have a problem now, but I don't want to have one. And when can I apply it?
What are you trying to prevent? Boars?
Boars or any insects. I mean, it's been doing great
Okay.
so far, but I don't want to have a problem in the future. So is there anything that I can do at this point?
That
Just leave it alone.
has it leaf shown any signs of bud? Are the flowers still tight? Where are you at with that growth part of the tree?
The leaves are fine. I mean, of course, right now it has some bud, just a little buds. So
Have
I
they
don't know.
have the buds opened yet?
No.
Dormant oil right now.
Dormant oil.
Yeah, all seasons oil, and that is a great non-toxic insecticide that suffocates insects. There is a fruit tree spray that can be used on a regular basis that you can use ongoing, but I don't recommend using a pesticide unless you have a pest.
I just want to prevent
Yeah.
all pieces oil.
Now, and then this fall, you definitely want to use the boar killer, which is spinosad. Captain Jack's dead bug, but come in July or August and we'll give you that product.
Okay, and that would be to apply in the fall.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Carry it.
You betcha.
What is the name?
Captain Jack's dead bug.
Okay.
Okay, come see us in the
Thank
fall.
you.
You're welcome, Maria.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate the call. I got some loyal people out there, I tell you what. Becky, oh, are you still there? Did I keep you on? Becky, can you hear me? Hey, Becky. Okay, we're going to put you on hold, see if Bob can retrieve you. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Rick. How are you?
I'm great, Michelle. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm calling you from Santa Fe.
Oh,
And
cool. Thanks.
Every spring or summer, I have to have my lawn rototilled and reseeded. And
Wow,
I don't
the
know why.
whole thing?
The entire thing.
You're starting from scratch every year.
I'm starting from scratch every year. Now, it is self-spacing. However, I do have a block wall that half of the lawn in the winter doesn't get any sun.
Yeah, it
So
shouldn't
could
kill
it be freezing?
No, it shouldn't kill it. The lawn's growing colder climates than ours. Colorado, where it's under snow all winter long. So what kind of grass are you using?
Well, I've tried fescue, I've tried bluegrass, I've tried a mixture of that.
And
I'm hoping you can have an answer for me.
why are you sure that it's dead in the spring?
Well, because it's like hay. It does not come back. It's dead.
You water and fertilize it before you do this?
I do.
Okay. I don't have a great answer. I will tell you that watering lawns in the winter is important. And if you don't water in the winter, that's a huge problem. And I would also tell you that our soil, sucks. So you really need to put in good soil amendments and 3 to 4 inches on top, and that needs to be tilled in 6 to 8 inches deep.
Well, I was listening to the advertisement on Yum Yum. Would
Yeah.
that be a good soil additive for my lawn?
No, it's a good fertilizer. It's not an organic matter. It's got feather meal, it's natural organic forms of fertilization, but it is not organic. I'm struggling with the words here. It challenges me on the radio. It's not compost. It's not peat moss. It's not organic matter in that form. It is organic fertilizer that has some value to it that soil amendments don't, but you need soil amendments. You need peat moss and compost.
Okay.
And that holds water, that gets the bacteria to work, that lets Yum Yum Mix do its job. And I tell people, spend as much money on soil as you do on seed.
Okay.
And if you have
Compost and peat moss.
compost and peat moss are my 2 favorites. Yep, back to earth, which you hear me always talking about. And then peat moss holds more water and is more acidic than any organic matter you can buy.
I'll do it.
All right, Michelle, I hope it helps. Get a new lawn starter too if you're putting down new seed.
I don't.
Get a new, it's cheap, it's $10 a bag. A bag does 1,000 square feet. It's specifically designed for new seed or new sod.
Great.
Okay?
Thanks a bunch.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. From Santa Fe. Great. Howard, we went through the 4. I got a couple minutes. We might do 6. Go ahead. Howard?
Yeah, mine's really quick.
Good.
I put in a couple of trees last year. One's a seedless cotton one. I can't remember the other one. But
Okay.
when would be a good time for me to start watering those things for the summer?
Now.
Right now?
Right now. Once a week.
Outside right now.
Yeah, once a week. You got time for some sarcasm?
Please.
When's the best time to plant a tree?
I don't know when.
10 years ago. Best next time today. Get out there and water. It's important. Once a week. Twice a week in April and May, 3 times a week in the summer.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Howard. I appreciate it. Bye. Okay, who would that be? Line 1. Are you on there? Okay. If you're listening on the radio trying to get on, you got to get on the phone because you're never going to get through because it doesn't work that way. We can't do that. So get back on the phone because you're missing it. There's a little bit of a delay. Mel, good morning. Carazozo, really?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much. I love that.
All right.
What you got?
Hey, our water, our private well is high in iron,
Okay.
and it seems to stun everything. What can I do about that?
Sulfur,
On trees.
sulfur or gypsum, or both.
Okay, or both.
We've got a new gypsum that a guy just taught me about that's got one new molecule, so it's much more available, kind of like chelation. And it's pelletized and its granule is way better. So ask for the new gypsum that helps open up soil so you can leach stuff through. The important part of using a gypsum sulfur type product is once it starts to activate, you got to flood, irrigate to wash some of that stuff deeper than the root system.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Cool. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it all the way from Carazozo. We dropped that call. I look at the phones. I go, oh my God, it's 11:57, 25 seconds. Yeah. Carlos, Becky, Mel's, I'm going to calm it down, go back to that smooth jazz. We've got about a minute and a half, and I'll put you on hold and never get you through, so I'm not going to do that. It is Rick from Jericho, appreciating my listening audience, my loyal customers, my loyal wife and crew. Oh my God, thank you very, 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 very much. All the people at Alameda, new people at the new store last week got the shout out. This time, it's the group at Alameda, the senior store. That's what we're calling them. We're the rookies at the new store. That's 6921 Pat American, 508-5059. Or the veteran seasoned #1 Jericho at 101 Alameda, 899-7555. I know I sound like a broken record. Thank you very, very much for letting me be in your house and being part of my day and allowing you to be part of this show. Can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks. We're out.